Hello, viewers around the world. Nostalgia is back at it again. Nostalgia is doing its 12th edition, and Nostalgia is really getting people, is bringing back memories on a lot of people. Nostalgia 12 can't be done without my brother, my friend, and the human encyclopedia, Dr. Osita. Where are you? Nostalgia 12.
I'm here. I'm here.
You're
Wow,
welcome.
12 already?
Yes.
Just like yesterday.
You see how time flies? Nostalgia 12 will be looking back at some great. Now, Doctor, we're taking it to Ghana. And the
Wow.
truth of the matter is, our listeners, our viewers need to know this. In Africa, the Ghanaians were able to bring good music back in the days. The Ghanaians were able to also, they were able to understand some notes and keys and musical instruments. So good music came out of Ghana, and today we're looking into Nostalgia 12 with some Ghana artists, some band and creative mind. So you are welcome to Nostalgia, looking back at global legend, looking back at stories and scores of global musical legend. And today we're looking into the artists from Ghana. So we're starting, Dr. Sita, we're starting with Osibisa. Osi,
Whoa. Lofty
I-
Amao. That's
yes,
amazing, man. That's
Osibisa,
amazing.
a Ghanaian-English Afro rock band founded in London in 1969 by four expatriates from West Africa and three Caribbean musicians that bonded together and formed the group Usibisa. Usibisa was a very successful and long-lived African heritage band in London, alongside such contemporaries as Asigia, Chris McGregor, Brotherhood of Brett, the
Brotherhood of
Demon,
Breath. Yes, sir.
yes, Black Velvet, the Neon, and yes. The original band featured first three studio albums that were universally known as the Beautiful Seven. Um, the Osibisa had Teddy Osai was on saxophone. Soul Amafio was on drums. Mamon Sharif and Fahan Farim
Farin
were on
Ferry. Farin Ferry. Yes.
flute.
Wow.
I
Memories,
see that
man.
you're excited
Memories.
about this.
Oh,
Usibisa.
boy. He was the greatest flautist ever. The guy on
Mm.
flute was fantastic. Yes, sir.
Usibisa. Osibisa
Yes.
was, yes, let's see them while we're talking. And in 1962, Osai moved to London to study music on a scholarship from the Ghanaian government. And in 1964, he formed the Cat Band, a band that combined Highlife, rock, soul. And in 1969, he persuaded his friends, Amafio and Tonton, to join him in London, and Osibisa was born.
Yes,
Music
sir.
was band was burned. So joining him were some other artists around from Trinidad, from different parts
From
of
the
the
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Yes.
Yes, and I think there was one Nigerian there too, Mike Dumosu
Michael
and
Dumosu
Fred.
from Blow. You remember Blow?
Yes, blow.
Yes.
Hmm.
Michael Dumosu was a Blow. You know, the O in Blow.
The O
Becker
in
Ike
blow.
Jones, Laolo
Okay, the O.
Aikens, and Michael Dumosu. Those are
Okay.
the Blow of Nigeria.
Hmm. The O in blow. So we're still going on.
Yeah.
The band went on for long, performed in very special occasions, and in fact, they performed at the Zimbabwean independence celebration in 1983, and a lot of performers around the world with Sibisa. Doc, before I go further, give me some clue. You seem to be so excited about this band. This
Yes,
nostalgic.
yes, yes. As I was growing up, as I, you're not going to believe this. Some of my schoolmates, in our school festival days, performed Osibisa on campus when I was in high school. And then, we were just teenagers. After that performance, I started following Osibisa. I followed them, to their programs in India. As a matter of fact, Osibisa was the first black band from Africa that thrilled Indians. They performed in Gujarat. They were there in Tamil. They were, they just were everywhere, performing. And then Indians started respecting Africa because of Osibisa, because they brought real music to the fore, real music. And you won't believe this. When Nigerians, see Osibisa outside Africa, they claim because there was a mixture of Nigerians in the band, but Osibisa originally was formed by Ghanaians, and these boys thrilled the world. You won't believe. Okay, let me tell you how good they were. When these boys from the island nations, came to London, those were Jamaicans from, guys from Trinidad and Tobago, from Grenada, and other small island nations. And Osibisa played, they will go to the front row, and they were just there dancing on their own until when they now realized that it is possible to join these black folks and then create music with them. That was how these guys started playing mixture of reggae, African beat, African jazz, and English rock. Osibisa did all of that. And then by the end of the day, when they now came to Africa, they became ambassadors of good global music on their own continent. When Osibisa played in Nigeria after the war, it was amazing. It was electrifying. And Lagosians now, everybody followed the sound, And then there is this coffee in Brazil, this what's it called? It used to be their opening song. Once they start playing coffee in Brazil, everybody starts jumping. And as you see them, they're all brothers, all of them. Osibisa was thrilling. Osibisa was the band of the bands, the first band to give Africa identity, musical identity elsewhere in the world. Osibisa.
Sunshine Day, Sunshine Day.
Voice.
Yes, yes, sorry. That's Sunshine Day.
Yes.
Everybody do what you
Do
doing.
what you
I jammed to
doing.
that.
Get a pretty sunshine
I
day.
think that was
Osibisa.
yeah, that was Osai on drums. And
Yes.
do you know them by names? I
Osei
know.
Tutu, Laughter Mao,
Okay.
all of them, they were just there. And then the Grenadians, the guys from the island nations, they
Yes.
were unique, very unique. One was Spartacus R, one was Bobby Bailey, and then there was one Wendell Richardson. Richardson, he was the lead guitar and the vocalist playing the song. You remember the guy singing the everybody do
Yes.
what you,
Yes.
that was that was Richardson, yes. And then our Nigerian Michael Dumosu played with them too. The most
No,
the,
but
the most thrilling part was when they started defining their name. Osibisa means high life in Fanti word.
Fancy language. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a Ghanaian Fante word
Mhm.
for high life,
High life.
enjoyment. Yeah.
Wow.
So they were the icon of high life all over Africa, all over the world. But in their
Icon
own
for
case,
high life
yes, in their own case,
all
they
over
played.
Africa, all over
Yes,
the world.
yes,
Thank you very much. That
yes,
was
sir.
Osibisa. Osibisa, the group formed back in the days, 1969, and with so many great songs, lyrics, albums, wonderful creative mind came together and formed that very powerful group, Osibisa. Thank you very much, Dr. Osita. So let's go on, Dr. Osita. There is another man from Ghana, and I must tell you this. I grew up listening to this one. Sunday morning in our house, if you're not playing E.T. Mensah, you've
Hey,
not started the
Tete,
day.
Emmanuel Tettey
E-
Mensah, Wabo,
yes,
Akwaba,
yes, yes,
Midase.
yes, yes, yes,
Oh
yes.
boy, this
Let,
is
let,
good.
let, 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 let,
Tonight is good for me. Good for me, man.
this is
God.
it. This is it.
You give me good floor and good flesh. These guys
This is
are
it.
great people.
Yes, Emmanuel Tettey Mensah,
That's
born
him.
19 May
Amazing.
um, of 1919, but
Tete.
passed on in
Yeah.
July 1996. Was a Ghanaian musician who was regarded as the king of high life music. He led the Tempos, a band that toured widely in West Africa. Mensah was born in
Hmm.
Accra in the Gold Coast, West Africa. His early education took place in the government school Accra and later in the Accra High School. At the age of 12, he learned to play the flute in the government school band. And in 1932, he began playing the pokolo and flute in Accra Orchestra, a school children band that was formed then. Um, E.T. Mensah was very prolific. He gathered talented young people together to form this band called that's his band, and he continued to play with this orchestra also while still having his band and having the orchestra. And he learned to play the alto saxophone. His musical career gave him an opportunity that he had never had before. He was able to finance his own musical ventures by opening a pharmacy. So the pharmacy was now a means of making money and putting into his musical
Buying his
uh,
instruments, yes.
career.
That
Yes.
was what he did, yes.
Oh, there. The tempos. Mensah went third round too, like many other great arts back in the days. He featured Louis Satchmo from America, and his band was jamming sessions upon sessions, concert upon concert. They even played for European soldiers that were stationed in Accra, and he played for army dances. He played for many Accra clubs back in those days, and over time, the African musicians begin to replace the European ones, because the rhythm was nice. This man would blow the sax and the flute so good. Shortly after, anyway, his band split it up and he had to reform it again as him as the leader. and he performed again with Louis Satchmo, Louis Armstrong, and the music began to grow. The high life music started actually in Ghana, west of Africa, and E.T. Mensah was an active force, the king of high life. Now, there's an interesting story to this, but before Dr. Osita comes, Dr. Osita, let's hear Mensah blow the sax. Let's hear him blow the sax. Let's hear him blow the sax because he has that sound too.
All for you, all for you, E.T., all for you. I dey wait you, Papa, I dey wait you, Mommy, I dey wait you, Papa. Ooh. All for you, E.T., all for you, E.T., all for you, E.T., all for you. All for you, E.T., all for you. I dey wait you, Papa. I dey wait you, Mommy. I dey wait you, Papa. Oh, all for you, E.T., all for you.
Wow, all for you. Dr. Osita, all for you. E.T. Mensah.
Yes, sir.
Dr.
Yes, sir.
That jam can get
you. One thing, that's right. One thing I must remind you too was that Emmanuel Tettey Mensah had a mentor from the family. His elder brother Yeboah Mensah was a musical icon. He was something else. So when he saw his kid brother's talent, they both, hit it, together, and they formed what they call the Accra Rhythmic Orchestra.
Look at this. They won
series of awards. By the time Kwame Nkrumah became president, he attracted so many Europeans into Ghana, into West Africa. And whenever they visited, they played, these two brothers thrilled them with music never had before. Music, the type never had before. Ballad of good songs, and they got them glued to their seat, just listening and dancing. They had a wonderful stage crowd. Two brothers playing instruments to the best of their ability. Amazing people. And then E.T. Mensah, when he formed the All Tempos, became the ladies' man, man. you know to see this guy on stage.
You have to
Gentleman
be the ladies' man.
Yes,
you
very neat. And then
man.
he spoke. Yes, he spoke to everybody with his saxophone. Great guy, man. Great guy, E.T. As a matter of fact, he's my namesake. I'm Emmanuel. He's Emmanuel, and I never stop singing and dancing to his songs. Crazy.
Wow.
Yes,
You just finished us.
Yes,
E.T. Mensah. Now let's say this also, Dr. Osita. With him being the pioneer of the high life, there was something he did again. A lot of Nigerian young men then, as at that time, I can remember Abimbola Olaya, Oliver
Oh yes, Dr. Victor Olaya. Yes, that's right. Yes,
and so many other guys. They came to
even
Ghana.
Even the guys from the east, Oliver the Cook. So
Oliver
many of them. Yes, they flew to Ghana. All of them.
To learn that rhythm, to learn that musical genre, and it blew. Today, I mean, the high life is the jam.
Amazing.
For those of us that really understand what music is, the essence of good music. When you listen to high life, it takes you to another level. That's powerful. So he wasn't just a creator. a legend on his own, he also inspired and spread out his art. His craft was spread out to the other parts of Africa. And that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Osita. That's a great one again. So wrapping it up today, nostalgia, looking back at scores of global legends and creative minds and people that has come to this world and changed a lot of things with music and their impact. Now we're looking at a group called the Uhuru Dance Band from Ghana. Dr. Osita. Uhuru Dance Band from Ghana. Uhuru Dance Band was formed by members of a Broadway dance back in the days, Nana Kobina and Nketsia. They gave the name Uhuru, a Swahili name for freedom. You know, we all know what it is. Yes, freedom, freedom. So the Uhuru was re-echoing the what was happening then in Ghana, 1957. Ghana just gained independence, you know, and that feeling of freedom was on them, and they formed the group Uhuru. Not long after that formation, anyway, Sammy Obut, a member of the group, left for Nigeria, and another person became Stan, became the leader, and there were other members that joined also, the Uhuru Dance Band. The Uhuru Dance Band was also very, very significant in what happened in Africa musically. The Uhuru Dance Band, that's a photo of them. We don't have much photo on them, but they were there. So Uhuru Dance Band in the 1964 challenged the Broadway Dance Band also, and they had a lot of impact with their music. So what I found out is the band continued, but even though many of the members, the old members are dead, a new set of people continued that name, that brand name, Uhuru, and they still continued with that concept also of having a big band of music people. Dr. Osita. Uhuru.
Yes. You can't talk about a band like Osibisa without talking about Uhuru Dance Band. Because somebody like Lofty Lasisi Amao was created by Uhuru Dance Band. What actually happened in '64 was that Zenith Hotel, you know, where they were not happy that one of the identities, the Broadway, you know, was used by the Uhuru Dance Band. So what they now did was to challenge them, and then the name Uhuru Dance Band was formed. They were formerly called the Broadway Dance Band. So it was the Zenith Hotel in Accra that challenged them, forced them in court to drop that name, and they became Uhuru, freedom. Now, if you look at Uhuru Dance Band too,
let's hear something. Let's hear something from them, then we'll continue. Uhuru Dance Band.
All right.
Wow.
Yes, Uhuru. Uhuru had the greatest array, the largest array of multiple musicians from all over the world. You know, there were musicians from from Ghana, from Nigeria, from West Africa, from Sierra Leone, and then there were so many of them from from Britain. But what they did was to make everybody play the music of the day, which then was Highlife. And then Uhuru Band also had a great fame. They were famous for playing Product Highlife.
Huh.
Product Highlife. One day I will send you a cassette of the Omo. You know the Omo that we use now? Omo from
Yes.
Liver Brothers. They
Yes.
played Omo Highlife. As a matter of fact, in one of my tours, in one of my visits to conferences, I met a
Yes.
young man then who said that his father worked for Lintas, Ghana, and the father was one of the promoters of Uhuru Band when they played the Omo Highlife. And I said, "What?" So he sent me a copy of that music, and I wish we had it. One day I play it for you.
Nice.
Omo
I would
became
like
the detergent, yes, the detergent of Ghana, because they loved the Uhuru Band, and as soon as Uhuru identified with the detergent, it became very popular. Every Ghanaian was using Omo, to wash and clean up. Uhuru had great. It was their music too that led them to that fame.
it
Great
was their
people,
music
great musicians,
it
great
was their
assemblage.
music that led them to
Charlotte
that
Dada,
fame.
Dokie Apeteng, Duke Deka, Abel Taylor. These were frontline musicians that came out of the band. Fantastic people. I don't know whether you remember Sammy Obot,
Why
the
not?
Nigerian Sammy
Sammy
Obot.
Obot.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sammy Obot played for
Yes.
Uhuru Band.
Sammy
Yes.
played for Uhuru. Sammy played
Yes,
for
and
Uhuru.
then Richard Unebo, if you remember those names, in
Yes,
the Highlife
Richard.
scene, they all came out. Yes,
That's correct.
they, they,
Richard
they all
Onebu,
came out of
Uhuru
of
Dance
that.
Band.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Charlotte the Dad
Wow.
was a lady vocalist, amazing lady, man. She
Nice.
became our own Chaka Chaka, Yvonne Chaka Chaka in West Africa.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Osita. Dr. Osita, today we've looked into Nostalgia Edition 12, and we've looked into Osibisa, E.T. Mensah, the Uhuru Dance Band. Now, this is really looking back at stories and scores of these great people, using their skill, their talent, their all that they are endowed with to make impact on humanity. Wonderful. And you've also given us more insight into these beautiful stories. So on this note, Dr. Sita, yes, give me a takeaway. Give me a takeaway punchline. Is there anyone on this?
Right. Thank you for bringing me face to face with Osibisa again. And for all we all know, Osibisa brought Africa to the world of high life music. And because of that, most people who knew Africa the way they know it today will always go back to the olden days of Osibisa. And we thank them so much for that, for their big work on the continent.
Big work on the continent. Big work on the continent. On this note, we say thank you all for tuning in to Nostalgia. Nostalgia is our program, our way at looking back, bringing back the old school and making people see that there's what we have today has been coming through a tunnel, a pipeline of involvement and processing and humanity improving and all that. But some people started it, and these people are what are celebrating. So we say thank you to them all, and thank you to Dr. Osita back there. Till we come your way next time. Have a beautiful Wednesday, beautiful evening, beautiful week, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.